So we're currently recording this for people to either later review or those who cannot attend to be able to see the presentation. So the way today is going to work is we're going to be presenting the club, we're going to be presenting the competition, and then we're also going to be presenting the sub-assemblies of each part of the competition. So today on stage, there's myself, who is one of the co-captains of the robotics team. Currently, I have here with me Jérôme, who is the captain of the robot sub-team. Squidward, who is the captain of the kiosk sub-team. Pretty obvious. Sam, who's currently the one of the co-captains for the video sub-team. And then we have Sebastian, who is the captain of the programming sub-team / website sub-team. So yeah, we're going to be presenting you today everything. So, okay, so next one. So before we actually get into presenting the club and all that, we just want to let you guys know about some values that we have here. So the Robotics Club is a safe space for many people. People who come to this club want to have a place where they feel comfortable and they feel that they're respected by others. So here we don't discriminate like race, someone's sexual orientation, someone's identity, someone's religion. We don't do any of that. In fact, we are actually quite against it. And if anyone disagrees with this, they can kindly please leave the club because this might not be the space. So we love to have fun. And to do that, we are a student-run club. So everything that we do is controlled by us. So that means funding. We manage our own funds. Resources, we manage that too. Any workshops or learning event is managed by us, which gives us a lot of creativity and freedom to do what we want to do and to bring this club where we want it to be. Of course, we do have many people here at Dawson who are in the administration who help us achieve our goals, but we are mostly student-run, and it's quite amazing. So we can see here a couple of pictures from members last year. Our lovely mascot, Rangu, who has been with us for many, many years and currently is sitting at the front of the presentation. So next one. All right, so what is Dawson Robotics? We are a robotics team that participates in something called the CRC. That stands for the Canadian Robotics Competition. It is a national competition with students mostly in Quebec, but there are some that are in West Canada. And it's a place to allow multiple students to learn stuff and to be able to let their creativity go free. So last year we participated in Tactic 2025, where we did pretty well. We won a couple of awards. So just to the next slide. And yeah, so even though it's a robotics club, there are multiple sub-teams that exist, as you've heard. So we obviously have the robot sub-team. That's what you can see here at the front. It is a major part of the competition, but it's not the only thing at the competition. We also have kiosk, which is the equivalent of a 10-foot by 10-foot room where we keep our robot, our members, and that's our way to represent the Dawson robotics team. Video is a 5-minute video that is to represent like the idea like that we've created. So for example, every year we come up with a theme. This theme we come up with it as a team, or we get it judged as a team. And yeah, it pretty much leads us. Last year we had Fallout, and then the year before that we had Star Trek. Tutorial is a short video explaining something about the competition or anything else to let people know how to do something that they might not have known. Website is a short website that represents Dawson Robotics, and then the programming is a programming challenge. So I'm going to let the stage to the sub-team captain, Jérôme, for the robot section.
Modulo.
Oh yeah, Mojo. Almost forgot. We are going to be participating this year in the CRC competition again. We don't know what the actual competition is going to be about. All we have as hint is the name, Module. It will be held at the end of February, and when we get to actually know what the competition will be, it's going to be around end of October. So here you go.
All right. So yeah, here we won. So as you can see, here we have a few photos from last year's competition. So the competition was held in February of 2025. So here you see a team photo. Here you see, so those are like prize ceremonies. So at the end of the competition, we receive prizes, for example, related to video, related to robot, related to kiosk. Here is our kiosk. So as Vlad said, a 10 by 10 foot room where we repair the robot, because you'll come to know that robots do not last an entire competition in one piece. So we're gonna have to repair them, and that's in the kiosk that we're doing that. So yeah, next slide. So yes, this is our robot. This one, look at that cute little face.
Just little baby.
Well, so its name is VoltBot because our theme in 2025 was Fallout. And so yes, VoltBot, you can see a full view here. So this robot had different components because our goal last year was to launch pieces that were shaped like tori or donuts across the field. And so we had a launcher that's not installed right now. We had a what we call the grabber that would grab pieces, lift them up, and all of this is homemade. So every piece of aluminum here, every electrical wire, we installed it. And so this robot was made by us from start to finish. Next slide. So here I'll show you the different sub-assemblies that go into the construction of a robot. So this is the robot from 2 years ago, from 2024. So here, as you can see, we have divided the robot in different parts because the way we build a robot is not as a single unit. We build the robot as multiple smaller independent units that are then going to be put together to make the final assembly. So here we see, for example, a cylinder that's used to store those foam balloons. Then here you have a launcher. So it's similar to the system we did in last year, but it's just in a different shape. So those will spin and launch a ball into the air. And here we have a conveyor belt that would make the little balls rise. So we pick them up from the floor here, and we make them rise up to the top of the robot to be launched by the cannon. So here's the full process of designing a robot, what it looks like. So here, as you can see, we have a whiteboard. So this is where we sketch our ideas. As an example, if we learn that as part of the requirements of the competition, we have to pick up pieces that are in the shape of cubes, then we would model a system that would be able to effectively and in an optimized way pick up cubes from the floor. So the initial sketches and ideas behind mechanical systems in a robot are done mostly on pen and paper on a whiteboard. And then we go on to CADing. So CAD stands for computer-aided design. So it's basically 3D modeling. So here, as you can see, this robot was fully sketched using a CAD program, so 3D modeled. But don't worry, it might seem complicated right now, but we're all going to learn this very gradually. And once you know how to use a CAD program, it becomes incredibly powerful, because then if you have an idea, you can actually sketch it. And then we can build it very easily, since we already have all the materials we need and we know all the dimensions for the parts that are going to be then transferred very easily to real life. Because as you can see here, the cannon that we built for this year, we modeled it and then we just 3D printed it. So no need for a separate building process. We model it in 3D, we print it, and it's done. Next slide. So here are some of the skills that you can learn by building robots. So first, soldering. Oh, that one's gonna be fun. So, okay, so look, when we start out, we're all noobs, okay? I was a noob myself at soldering. I'm still, okay. And so basically, the electrical circuits that are in the robot, we solder them ourselves. So every motor inside a robot has to be connected to an electrical circuit linked to the battery. So the power source is one single battery that's standardized across all CRC teams. And so we solder wires together And yeah, this involves obviously a learning process, but once you know how it's done, again, it becomes easier as we practice. Then programming. So the robot is actually running a program. So there's a small computer running on the robot. It's right here. You can't see it very well here, but the computer is a CRC Arduino. So it's a version of an Arduino. If you don't know what an Arduino is, just think of it as a small computer that's on board the robot. And so the program is done in C and C++ languages. If you want to program with the robot, you do not have to know those languages. But that's what we're going to be able to learn this year. Then we're working with metal extrusions. So the metal extrusions are all the gray aluminum metal pieces that you see here. So those extrusions, they allow us to slide screws and nuts basically into it. And so we'll learn to cut them and to assemble them to make the frame of the robot. And yeah, finally, here you can see the wiring of the robot from 2024. So every motor is connected to what we call a motor controller. So obviously, when time comes, I'll be explaining what this does. But for now, just know that the electrical systems are made by us. So if you're interested in electrical engineering, or if you just like stringing wires together like spaghetti, because that's what this looks like, it's very fun to do. And lastly, here we have an example of an actual part being modeled in 3D. So what we see on the left here is what we call a sketch. So a sketch is a file outlining the dimensions of a 3D part. There seems to be a lot of dimensions here, but again, don't worry. We'll learn those pieces of software very gradually. And finally, this sketch, when you render it in 3D, that's what it gives us. And then you can print this using a 3D printer, and your part is done. So that's what's great about the wonders of modern technology. 3D printers allow us to bypass a bunch of the building processes that would have been necessary in the old days. Next. So yeah, now let's pass on to the kiosk theme.
Oh, hello. Okay, so, I'm getting applause, wow. Okay, so kiosk, as previously mentioned, is a 10-foot by 10-foot, right? I don't know. We have walls already, so. It's a room where we work on robot, we hang out there between the other parts of the competition, like the games with the robot. And we also introduce our theme to the other competitors and the judges. And like I said before, Fallout was our theme. But you need to have a theme that has multiple aspects that not only cover kiosks, but also website, video, and things like that. But the main goal of kiosks, other than to work on robot, is to demonstrate that meme and that theme, and it needs to be interactive. So when people come and explore your kiosk, they can interact with elements in the kiosk that makes it more immersive to your theme. And it also needs to be sturdy, because it falling on us during competition would not be ideal. Because has happened before. The Vanny, don't talk about the Vanny incident. But also, we do have a budget, and also we don't want to create a lot of waste. So we want to make the kiosk out of things we can find around. Obviously, we can make purchases. We do have that's what our budget is for. But we often find a lot of the materials for kiosks in the shipping area of Dawson, or recycling bins or things like that, and we'll make do and we'll make our kiosk. Next thing. Thank you. So as our theme was previously stated, it was Fallout, and we wanted to have some of our interactive elements. And over here we had a pitboard that the phone's not currently in, because we surprisingly did not take a lot of pictures of our interactive elements last year. But we had a security system that would be shown on this Pip-Boy that would be a live video stream of the kiosk, because in Fallout, we were in the overseer's office, which he would have security systems. So we also had Nuka-Cola bottles that we handed out to other competitors at the competition. Often teams will give out little goodies, like Vandy gave us this sticker for their theme that was Plants vs. Zombies last year. And we also were giving out Nuka-Cola caps, which were the currency in the Fallout games. Thank you. Initial designs. Like Robot, we start off with very rough sketches and ideas, and there is a lot of changes because we have to think about how it's going to look, how we're going to fit everything into it, and how we can make it interesting for other competitors. So we start off with just where we're going to place things, and we find inspiration photos for what we want to create. And some of the things we also had in the kiosk, we had a safe that we had a video game that you'll see later that once you would complete the game, you would get a password and you would be able to open the safe and find the Nuka-Cola cans that we were giving out. We also had things like classified files that you could open up and read through. They're not that classified. And we also had the big desk in the middle where we would sometimes work on Robot, because we have our vice grip over there that we use for sawing and things like that. We also had a lot of posters because we want to keep our walls interesting, and a lot of propaganda posters are present in Fallout. So we created our Dawson version of it, and we like putting a lot of little Easter eggs into our kiosk. Like the fedora is, the character is changed to look like a previous captain. And we also have to make sure that everything in our kiosk is bilingual, because to adhere by the rules, so everyone is able to enjoy our kiosk, whether they speak English or French or both. Oh, we forgot to change that title. That's fine. Floppy disk was last year. Really cool. We had a floppy disk we put in a computer, but we're not talking about last year. But we did have a phone that we don't have a picture of, but it was cool, I promise. But this is the thing it was designed off. It was supposed to play a audio message. Last minute, it broke. Things happen, but we still had fun and did decently well. This is the password that was for the safe, and we also had that screen that would play the video that someone's going to talk about. I think Sam is, but yeah. Sam.
Oh, and Phil.
And Phil.
Is he like a? Yeah.
Oh, it works.
It's for the video.
Oh.
Because we're recording for people who aren't going to be here.
Oh, makes sense. So yeah.
Hey guys.
So yeah, for the video, basically for the CRC, we're gonna make a video of 5 minutes long. Can you pass the video next slide? Yeah, for a 5. We're gonna make a 5 minute long video just explaining, introducing our team. Like for last semester, it was Fallout, and just 5 minutes of the video. You must follow the team, and it mentioned the CRC. Like last semester, we have. Is it the Volt? What was the name of it? All Out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Fallout.
Yeah.
So basically, it was All Out, and the speech of the team was just we had J-Rod, just dernière minute de jeu. It's basically we just mix the team of the that we chose at the beginning of the year that we're gonna choose like for October, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. 2
weeks from now, and we're gonna mix it. We're in the atmosphere of CRC.
It's nice. Oh, the image got changed. Whatever. Anyway, so just as an interest check, because I just want to know how many people are interested in video. Okay. Well, I know you are. Anyway, Part of video is like storyboarding. As you heard, we need to make a 5-minute video relating to a theme. And in that theme, we're usually taking like characters from the franchise or making our own original characters, and also with that, our own original storylines. So when we make the video, we have to do a script and storyboarding. What? Yay, it's there. So part of this process is shown like the storyboarding and like part of like the scenes that we wanted to do. We wanted to like see like how we could possibly make this look good on camera, because that's really important in videos. Things have to look good. Yeah, crazy. And the other part of it is, another really important part of video is like working as a team. Whether you're working on like the storyboards or the costumes or even like the camera work, you have to be able to talk to other people about what you're doing. And I think that's honestly really cool because you get a lot of different ideas and a lot of different inputs, and usually it makes a really good script. Are you gonna do costumes?
How many people here know how to knit? Well, well, we're gonna make some. We're gonna make costumes, make T-shirt of our own brands, and we're gonna it's literally gonna make sense of the team. We have to make some in the atmosphere of the team, and therefore we have made, like, for example, last semester jumpsuits from the team of Fallout, who was like, I don't know if you know I'm a little of a nerd, guys. So technically in Fallout you have what you call you have the people who, yeah, no, not the Vault Boys. They don't call like that. Whatever else they call them. However else they call the people who live in the vault. They have all the vault dwellers. Yes, they have like a jumpsuit that they wear. They have like a jumpsuit that they wear, and therefore we just aim in that same kind of art style, just to mix it for the team and all. And wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Concerning 3D modeling, sometimes we use concept art to. I don't know. How many of you know how to know a Blender? Oh, that's kind of actually good. I learned. Because personally, I learned Blender like this semester, like in 3 months, and I was like overwhelmed about the amount of concept that they have to learn. And never mind. Sometimes we need this kind of creativity in order to make some decent art. For example, I don't think that pass. I don't think it was based on this concept, but I remember Little Emo made by. It was made by Nathan, right? Yeah. It was made by Nathan. I really love this video, this little robot. It was lovely. It was. Sorry.
There's another picture, by the way.
Yeah, there's another picture of the little emo. Yeah, so you will lose everything from surrounding rendering and all. If you want, I have like this long course pack about how to use Blender. So if you're really interested about 3D modeling, we're gonna use it on video. Like, not because you're not working on the robot that you want to work on actual nerdy thing, if I want to say. It won't be just like videos and you know what I mean. Kind of. And that's us.
Oh, I think there's more pictures. You're gonna have to keep on clicking. Yeah. I don't know why we made transitions. I don't remember putting those in. Oh, behind. Anyway, this is just a bit of like behind the scenes camera things. The little vault boy over there is for tutorial later. But this is just like a show of like all of the different things that we were doing. Like over there, that's Natan, who's over there. That's him being one of the actors in our movie from last year. That's a possible prop that we were considering. And this is a beautiful whiteboard disaster of beautiful ideas. It's kind of like how Robot did it. It's just that it might be a little bit cleaner. But honestly, it's really fun. You get to learn a lot of things, and usually we also, if you guys are also interested in both like camera and kiosk, because usually those two go well and combined, we also work with them sometimes as well. I think that's a video. Yeah. Do you guys want to play? Should we play this? Yeah. Yay!
Yep, so that's the video from last year that we made.
I feel like this is lost.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's move. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's 12. I didn't know that. Ours, yeah. Wait, pause it. Let's get audio in. Shh. Movie time. 5-minute movie time. Shut up.
What are you doing here? There's a music. Can you hear me?
Last minute of play. Adapted shirt. Last minute of play. Adapted shirt.
Fallout. Ever since forces of evil destroyed most of life on this planet, the world outside your Dolce vote has been home to nothing but desolation, lawlessness, and savagery. It's been
You got the packs.
Abby, this isn't working. We need more power.
The batteries aren't cutting it anymore?
Yep. Luckily, we can just tap into our Volt's power supply.
Emergency power activated.
What's the meaning of this? You.
His fault.
This is why Mom liked you last.
Have you any idea what you've done? No. No. First the crops, now this?
Well, the crops grew back.
You geniuses have managed to short circuit the entire grid. The fusion cores are down. Can't you just, turn it back on? Flip a switch? This is all your fault.
Well, now you're just lying. Besides, no matter whose fault it is, we managed to make a mistake, so now we just gotta fix it.
They should have sent someone else.
Yeah. You know, maybe the vault would be better off without us.
Adapted shirt. Last minute of play.
This was the captain of last year, by the way.
Wait a minute. What do you want? My sister and I mean you no harm. All the flowers? That there box of yours.
Nothing.
From one robot building to the next. I'll give you a piece of advice. These people out here, they ain't your teammates. They buy.
What if we get busy? We see a fusion core for a vault. You know where we can find one?
Yeah, they grow on trees. The NCR Company's got some in their power plant, but good luck getting in.
What are we going to do then?
Well, I guess you'll need my help. Robotics and cores, nobody still around knows more about it than me. The beehive, next. Hear those comments buzzing? Smell their honey?
I do.
And that's where you'll find your fusion cores. Watch out, don't want to be running into no NCR soldiers.
Welcome to the wasteland.
Give me that.
Wasn't that? I think the rest of this is nostalgia bait. Okay. Don't you guys just love this? Wouldn't you rate it a 10 out of 10 and put it in what?
I think it's a 10 because of the acting.
Exactly. That's part of video. I mean, if you guys like acting or are interested in like anything like that.
If anyone is interested in like music making, this is a great part to like work on music itself.
Another cold winter. Wasn't that just wonderful? Why are you here?
Wow. I don't think you want.
Yeah, I'm kicking you out. Okay, bye.
All right, next up is website. Yes. No, there's only one, but basically the competition we prepare from October to February, and yeah, it pretty much it's a year-long kind of adventure. But when it comes to themes, we're gonna do a vote in like 3 weeks of what theme we should have as a team. Anyone can pitch what they want, and explain why that should be a good theme for us.
Also, themes don't have to be franchised. They can be more abstract. Like Momo C did construction as their theme. Someone else a few years ago did airport.
And yeah, and also, for example, the Rangu came from when Dawson had as theme IKEA. Beautiful.
But yeah, now I'm gonna talk about the website. So yeah, I'm just gonna. So the website has to reflect theme as the other sections as well, like video and everything. And as you can see, was basically the home page of the website for the competition. And what we did basically is that if you've played Fallout, when you go to the menu, this is kind of how it looks like. But it's just that, and in the game, it's like more green color. But here we changed it to like a bluish color to match the Dawson color, which is blue. So something that's important of website is that it needs to, as I said, reflect theme. Also, it needs to have engagement with the user. So there needs to be like either like a fun button that leads to like a little animation, or basically just in general be appealing to the user when he first sees it. And also the structure is important. So a structure as in where do you put the footer, where do you put the header, and all the different elements that will be in the home page. So structure is important so the website feels as cohesive as possible. So those are all like criteria that are possible that the judges for the website are gonna look for. And you might be asking, okay, but what do we put in the website itself? So things are important to put on the website is first a team overview. So basically we would put a photo of each member on the team, and then under it, or like depending on how do we do the website, we put like a little description, like a funny description of like the person. And yeah, that's important to show like how's everyone on the team. And also important is once we have the kickoff at the end of October, we have to include like an explanation of what the game is going to be about. So that, let's say someone doesn't know about the competition at all, heads to our website, and then they can like, oh, okay, like there's going to be this game about when you pick up game pieces and you put them in polls. So we have to put a game description. And also normally what we do is that we do a 3D model of like how the game field is going to look like Like normally, like you could either make it like interactive 3D or it automatically spins, and it just be like a part of the website basically. And the other important part of the website are logs. So basically, what are logs is for every part of the team itself, like even the website, the robot, the video, the kiosk, etc. We have to keep track of all of our progress for each time that we meet. So let's say, like for a meeting, we fixed the metal extrusion that was blocking the launcher. Let's say, for example. So that we will have to like describe it on the website, and then we'll put logs. And normally what we do to make it more interactive is that for every team, we could like write the logs in character. For example, like in Fallout, will be like, we could write in the same style as like all the 1950s, because that's how like the Fallout came. And let's say, like if we do any other theme, we could like customize those logs. And as mentioned previously, also, it has to be bilingual. So now we will have like one translator or more translators that will be like proficient enough in English and French, such that in our website, there's like a button, it says language. So when you click on it, then like everything changes to from English to French. And you also might be asking, what do we use to actually create the website? So this might change, but for now, what we've used in previous years is React.js, which is basically a JS framework. And what is a framework for JS? JS stands for JavaScript. And normally, what you would do, like in a regular website, would be to like create JavaScript for like all the interactive elements of the website, HTML for the structure itself, and CSS for the styling. And you would do it in 3 separate like files that would all lead to the website. But with React, what you can do is that you can create JavaScript files that include HTML inside. So it will go more in detail after, because maybe like you're not too familiar with all of this. But essentially, it makes it the website making easier. And yeah, as I said, we also need like people that would do the designs for the website. So maybe like do like the different elements. For example, this was the website of the year before for Star Trek, because it was like Star Trek, the team. And this was like kind of an animation that like goes up and down. And it's kind of like this speedometer like of the spaceships. And yeah, so there will be people that would specifically do that. And normally what we do is that before, we made like a Google Docs or something where we put like all of our ideas for the website, and then we put them together. And we would work with like, we do like a specific organization in GitHub, if you're familiar with GitHub, where we put all of our repositories. And then each repository is for like every part that uses programming during the competition. For example, there's one for robot programming. There's one for the website, and as I'm going to mention after, for the programming challenge. So yeah, now, I'm going to talk just about now. So programming. So yeah, this is...
Take over for this one. Yep, so programming, just to clear out a bit of the confusion, basically there's 3 areas of programming in the competition. So there's robot programming, so the onboard software on the robot. Then you have website and the programming competition. So Sebastian is with the website and the programming competition, which he's going to talk about, but I'll focus on the robot programming. So yeah, as I explained a little bit earlier, it's we're building it using C and C++. Those 2 languages can be used interchangeably. C++ is compatible with C. So our goal is to basically map actions on a controller. So this is a standard Xbox 360 controller, well, a Chinese version of it, but anyways. So our goal is to map buttons from the controller to make actions on a robot. And if we have time, we can include some extra features, like for example, maybe doing some image recognition to accelerate the detection of certain targets, for example, but we'll see what the competition is about. But yeah, so we can do really great stuff with that. It's a low-level programming. So for those who don't know what this is, it's basically a version of programming where you are manipulating hardware. So you're very close to the hardware, to the physical systems that make up the robot. So yeah, robot programming, you can do this if you're interested in seeing the robot move and making low-level programming, meaning working with physical systems inside the robot with your program. So yeah, now, yeah, I'll pass it on to.
So if you're not necessarily interested in robot programming, there's also the other section, which is in itself the programming challenge. And the programming challenge would be during the competition itself, but before that, we have something that's called the preliminaries. So what are preliminaries? If you're familiar with stuff like hackathons, like it's basically that, but the difference is on the website itself, they're gonna release like a set of problems that come in a packet. Normally it's a set of problems that like build up to each other. Like they have to do each other, like you need the first one to do like the end one. And normally they will be published like in around like near kickoff or like after kickoff, around something like that. And for each one of them, they're gonna be released every 2 weeks, and then you'll have 2 weeks to actually make the problems, to solve the problems. And it's with Python, like only Python. And these are like the libraries that they allowed for like to solve the questions, which are math, matplotlib, random, and pandas. So it's mostly like more like science or math related libraries to make it as fair as possible. And the topics may range from like a lot of different topics like number theory, data structures, simulation, optimization. But there's also like sometimes there's like science related questions. For example, like calculate the velocity, giving like the acceleration that might change. Like there's also like more science related questions. Yeah. So like an example of one of the preliminary questions was basically you had to solve a tic-tac-toe. Like how do we put the different like the x's such that we can have like so we win in this situation. And normally you would have to use matrices, which is basically like a 2D list. Like if you've done a little bit of programming, it's basically just list inside of list. And what's important is, of course, like strategizing, like not going like straight to the problem and like start coding, but like thinking of it, like making drawings of like all the different possibilities that there could be. And yeah, normally like there's a couple of weeks that we first like theorize the different problems that it will be, and then like once we actually start coding, we're ready and we can have like we can put the solution in. So in the competition itself, after the 4 preliminaries, then there's the actual programming competition, which is 2 3-hour blocks, and on those 3-hour blocks is kind of like the preliminary questions, but like it's more intense, like there's more different problems to do at once. Because in the programming challenge during the competition, it's teams of 4. Like they only allow like max 4 people. And yeah, basically that was like me at the programming challenge. You have something to add?
I just wanted to mention as well, if more than 4 people are interested in programming, it can be like more than 4 people can enter, it's just you're split into 4 for the problems. So
Yeah, that's what I meant.
yeah.
Sorry.
Just want to clarify that.
Yeah, just like for every 4 people, that's when you actually like do the problems. And as I said, it's made with Python, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And normally, like they would add up the points between the preliminary and the programming challenge, and then each problem has like a specific amount of points, and the person that has the most amount of points, so that they have like good readable code that is running fast, that it goes through all the tests correctly. Then like we can have as many points as possible, and then the team that has the most points wins for the programming.
Any questions? Yeah?
Just a question about the programming. Let's say, can you have multiple teams from the same college in the programming competition? Like I remember last year, Randy had like 2 teams.
Yeah.
Team, Randy B, like, is there like a limit on that team? Is it like 2 teams per se?
We've seen
Like contender max or 15?
we've seen like 3-4 teams of the same school competing at some point. So if there's gonna be more people interested, you can always have groups of 4s and just do the problems like separately. So those 2 teams can't just help each other out.
Yeah, just it has to be teams of 4, but it can be like multiple teams of 4. That's all.
Yeah.
Competing against each other, or is it like all together? Or is like a Dawson competing against Dawson B, or okay?
I mean, yeah, I guess. And then like the team within Dawson that has the most points would win for Dawson. Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
This doesn't have anything to do with the actual robot, correct?
No, it's like a completely separate thing.
That's another programming challenge unrelated to robots.
But it's still part of the Canadian robotics.
Yeah, everything that we're talking about here are different areas or different parts of the competition.
So like you can win in all those different parts. Like for example, there could be like a CJEP or like a high school that wins for the programming challenge, one that wins for the tutorial, one that wins for video. Like that's why like in the ceremonies at the end, like it takes a while because there's like a lot of different awards for all the sections.
Yeah.
Does the programming competition also take place in February?
Yeah, so it happens at the exact same time as the competition. So everything gets judged all at once, 4 days intensive, but it's very fun.
4 days.
4 days in total, so yeah.
Do we get to like skip some classes in that case?
Yeah, so for that, basically what you can do is we get to know when we have the competition. So at the beginning of next semester, you can email your profs that on certain days you won't be able to attend classes because there's the robotics competition. Normally they're pretty lenient with it, especially if you just mentioned that it's for Dawson representation. But worst case scenario, if there's like a test that the teacher does not want to, that won't change the date, you can just go to the class and then come back afterwards. Yeah?
I was gonna ask, where is it?
Oh, so it's called Saint Pius X Career Center. We're gonna be giving out the information. We're gonna give out the information on the Discord. We just recently learned about where it is and when it's gonna be. It's from the 18th to 21st of February.
So the good thing is that one of the days is a Saturday, so you would essentially only miss 3 days instead of 4 days.
Yeah?
There's no competition on Sunday?
No, Saturday is the last day. It's also like an award ceremony. It's great to like let people on Sunday rest and relax, catch up on all the sleep.
And clean up the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that too.
It starts on Wednesday, or at least the kiosk setting up is on Wednesday.
It changes year though.
Yeah, but this year's Wednesday to Saturday.
So the scheduling from CRC is not quite set in stone, so we're gonna be learning about that more towards kickoff.
Yeah.
So tutorial, we have our very own tutorial master, Nathan. He has been doing tutorial for Dawson for many years and has helped us come back and present it one more time.
Yeah, so I'm not on the team anymore because, I graduated, those things happen. Who said that? Where are you?
Good word.
Okay. Shush. Okay, so tutorial is part of something that emphasizes the community aspect of CRC a lot, is that you share knowledge with other teams. So the tutorial is you laser focus on a part of the competition you want to talk about, and then you make a video about it, and you kind of share that with all the teams, and then at the end there's an award for the best produced tutorial. So for example, you can present about any of the things we mentioned, so the programming competition, the website, the kiosk, the video. You make a tutorial about anything you want to learn about and share the knowledge about. So first you get an idea and script it. It's pretty simple as you go along. It's like, what do I want to teach people? What do I want to share? And then you just go about sharing it. And you have some considerations. So like video, there's a time limit, only 3 minutes. And this is more of a bonus, something I did a lot, but you have the visual aesthetics match with the theme that you're doing. It makes everything more cohesive, and it makes every tutorial kind of stand out more and feel more CRC. So we're going to play one of them from a few years ago now. This was when we did the Dautrec. Yeah.
Choosing a theme may sound easy, but in reality, it might be one of the most difficult and important decisions your team will have to make before the competition. Your decision on what theme your team will do will cascade into your team's video, kiosk, tutorial, and website. For the kiosk, your theme needs to identify the possibility for iconic settings from the theme's source material, and most importantly, ponder how the source material allows for an interactive kiosk. For example, when Dawson used the Matrix as a theme last year and one of the most immersive themes, we had our members wear shades and dress in trench coats while they offered people red and blue pills. Our kiosk also has a VR setup that brought you into the Matrix simulation. All of this was directly accessible because of how much freedom using the Matrix as a theme gave us. For the website, Ask how does your theme allow for an appealing and creative website. Take, for example, Vandy's website for Avia. Their theme was sci-fi Pixar movie Big Hero 6, and the website UI cleverly created a protagonist hero's desktop. This managed to fit all the criteria for a CRC website, while making for one of the most immersive, creative, and aesthetically dope websites the competition had to offer. When a theme contributes to a video, takes into account a combination of the prior two aspects of the competition, requiring the aforementioned potential for strong visuals and recreation of iconic moments. Here, themes based off of media franchises like video games or movies have an edge, as the source material, by definition, could provide an iconic moment, plot point, or plot line for your team's video to emulate. This year, Dawson's video recreates an iconic Star Trek space battle. Please note that all the previous points don't just apply to media franchises either. Themes that don't fall under a movie or novel have had good success in past years in the CRC. They just required a lot of ingenuity to get off the ground and really make shine. The other essential things to consider when picking your theme are originality and recognizability. First off, originality. You don't want your team to have the same theme as another team from a recent year, and, worse yet, you really don't want to have the same theme as another team at the same time. That's why thinking out of the box is so important and rewarding. Additionally, an important thing to consider when talking about originality is how overdone a theme is.
So there was a year, like 3 years in a row, there was always a team that did Star Wars. It was very annoying.
Opens the door for your team to explore every aspect of it and stand out in the minds of the competition. And lastly, how recognizable is your theme? Can everyone look at your website, kiosk, or video and instantly say, "Oh wow, I get it, that's safe"? Because if they can, that's a surefire sign that you're on the right track. For example, I've been on teams where themes like Clueless, The Great Gatsby, and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy were considered as themes. But they didn't make the cut because we weren't able to find a way to make them aesthetically distinct enough. Be careful as well not to pick a theme that's too old or too recent so as to not alienate certain audiences. Another bonus consideration is if the theme can make a fun name of your school, and if your theme can make for cool costumes or team jerseys. We at Robotics hope you have enjoyed and can put this video to good use. Make sure to have a blast in choosing your stellar themes and see you all at Cryptic. Bye-bye.
So, yeah. So that's pretty much the fun of tutorial. You get to use a lot of different skills like editing, and we're not doing this again. You get to use a lot of skills like editing, writing, and whatnot, and you really bring the competition together and kind of blends in with the sportsmanship aspect that makes the CRC really so special as a competition. And then I'll pass it back along.
Yeah. So before we finish off, there's still one more aspect that we didn't put in this slide, but there is something called Best Shot, which is basically a 1-minute video about the competition. It can be anything like the robot how it did, or your team setting up, or something else. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. Last year, Dawson Robotics were the ones who won Best Shot. Just going to grab it. One sec.
It's right there.
Wait, yeah, right here. Best Shot.
It feels strange. I was built for this. But once the moments arrive, well, why can't I move? Or move fast enough, anyways. Straighten that pulley out. I can't let them down. You've loved me so much since before all this began. Since I was just an idea.
In my heart, I have but one desire, and that one is no other.
So yeah, I'm just gonna close that. And yeah, pretty much this is the Dawson Robotics team. We try our best to do with what we have. And honestly, it's super fun. Like genuinely, many long-lasting friendships are made here. You might have seen some people on the side. Those are all previous well, most of them are previous members from previous years who have come to this meeting to help us set up, answer any questions that you guys might have about the competition that we didn't touch on here. And yeah.
Yeah, now
So,
we have our meet and mingle. Finally,
yeah.
right?
So pretty much what we're gonna do until the meeting is done, and maybe a bit after, is you guys can, talk with other people, talk with previous members, see what their experience is, and we even brought snacks for those. We have a lot of snacks that we need to get rid of. But yes, we might do fundraisings. So yeah, we might see. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys.